reactive energy is and what proactive energy is?
Reactive is something that's already, I guess, already has happened, and proactive is you want to happen, maybe. I don't know.
That's a good definition. That's a good definition. Okay. But what we want to understand is how reactive energy works in us. Okay. That keeps us from fulfilling goals. Because reactive energy goes up and then down. This is the cycle of the pleasure principle. Okay? You go up, fulfill a pleasure or frustration, okay? And then you go back down to where you begin. And you never go forward into a new zone, okay? Of thinking, collecting new information, experimenting with that new information, okay? And that's where most people are at, okay? Reactive energy, okay? They go, they have a desire, right? They fulfill that desire here. And then go back into the position they started from. Okay? And in many cases, it's called unuseful energy. Okay? Unuseful energy.
Why?
Well, it's unuseful because it never gets you into another plane. You stay in one little cycle. Okay. Where proactive energy is a continuum. Okay. Is a continuum. All right. And this is what we're trying to do in meditation. Say you learned something yesterday. You get up in the morning, you do your meditation. What are you meditating on? What you learned. Right? And you'd be surprised how your brain is so intelligent, it will give you a visual. It will give you, okay, if you do this, it will give you purpose, cause, and effect. What is the purpose of this ideal? What is the causation of this ideal? And how do I affect it? That way, you go from here to here in your growth and development. Okay. You don't want to be stuck in the addictive cycle, here to here, satisfy the addiction or the behavior or the desire or the anxiety, and then go back down to where you started from. That's not progress. Okay. So we can be content in that energy style. Okay. Or we can say, okay, right here is the junk food. Right? It satisfies you. And then after you eat the junk food, you go right back to where you started from. Waiting for another desire to emerge. So that you can fulfill it and then go back to the nest. Okay. So the reactive energy deals with past and present. Whereas proactive energy deals with past, present, and future. What do you tell somebody that keep doing the same thing, has an opportunity, they're a janitor, and then have the opportunity to be something on a higher level, and they refuse it? Say, man, what did we say? You stuck. You stuck. And most people are stuck. Okay? And this goes with you making a transition, okay, take an inch at a time. As long as the movement is forward. I don't believe in dogma or being dogmatic. Nagging people into a healthy lifestyle. It's an inch at a time, especially we, including myself, that has been contaminated. You might just start off with, you just might start off with, well, instead of eating them Fred Flintstone chips, I'm going to replace that with an apple. See, that's progress. I know what this sugar and this processed fiber is doing to me. So instead of Captain Crunch, I'm going to replace that with an apple for breakfast. I'm going to experience anxiety. That ain't no good for you. So I don't want you to be overburdened with anxiety in your transition. Supplements, okay, take them while you're eating. If I do amino acids, then you take that on an empty stomach before you eat. I'm going to do that with my water, okay? And then what I do is a raw vegetable juice. After 10 o'clock, because that's when the body is at its highest potential. That's when it's the body in the morning. I got 5:30 in the morning when the body transitions to flushing. Okay, so it's flushing out. So you need to put what? Healthy foods in. So if you just start off in the morning, just say, okay, this is how I'm gonna start this transition. I'm gonna change my breakfast. Okay? I'm gonna change my breakfast. Now that's being proactive, okay? Proactive or continuum. I learned something. I know that what I learned is good and is good for me. So instead of going here, I learned it and then go back, right? Make a lot of noise, destroy jobs, right? And then you go back to the position that you was before the trauma came. Okay, we're not going nowhere with this. You have to be proactive. Past, what happened? Okay. Present, where you're looking at the causation of what to do. Now you say future, this is the effect that I desire. Okay. If you don't see an effect to your present action, what am I producing by this behavior? What am I producing when I eat that teaspoon of white sugar? When I eat that fried chicken laden with white flour? What am I producing in my body? Health or death? That's what you got to start with and think about. Where does this play into meditation? Because I want you to meditate on something that you never heard before. We're going to do it in a whole different language. Okay. Until the English definition arises in your mind. We have to shut off. What it says here, let me read this because I need we got 15 minutes for this. It says the human has two minds of consciousness, the voluntary mind and the involuntary mind. The voluntary mind must have dominion over the involuntary. What is the involuntary mind? Anybody? That's that.
Automatic.
Yeah. Yeah. Involuntary. You taking in everything unconsciously. That's why they call that the unconscious mind. I don't use that terminology. It's conscious. Okay. But it's collecting everything. What the voluntary mind does is supervise. Say, okay, this is unuseful, this is unuseful, this is unuseful. And as Charles Maslow said, he said, new information destroys old information. So we got a lot of junk in our involuntary mind, okay, that we think is a part of our voluntary. And we're reacting to it. We're reacting to it. We're reacting to it. Okay. So in meditation, let me give you an example. I put an example there for the voluntary mind, involuntary mind. You got a person functioning in the involuntary mind. They all chaotic and, that comes from the whole concept that we got now. No man can judge me. Okay. The voluntary mind says, okay, let's examine this to see if this has any relevance. So you examine it and you say, that don't make sense. Okay. That don't make sense. Why? Go to that person and say, okay, since we can do anything we want, let's go rob a bank. Because no man can judge us. Let's go rob a bank, get some money. Because we can do anything we want. Okay. And they going to say, no, I can go to jail. Voluntary mind says, okay, logic and reason. The only way you can go to jail is that somebody judge you. You can't go to jail without first being judged. So we got to take and stop functioning from the information in the involuntary mind, because it don't make sense. There's a garbage can full of ideas that we've assimilated unconsciously, that's functioning in us, and it has dominion. So we come up with these cliches. No man can judge me. Okay, let's test that theory with the voluntary mind. Because the voluntary mind says, oh man, I can't do that. I can be judged and go to jail. Okay. The involuntary mind. And so you say, let's evaluate that. Because that's all misfat in the Hebrew means, to evaluate the right and wrong of something. Understanding if it's wrong, I can be punitively judged for it. If it's right, then it produces growth and development in me. Okay. So we got to apply that to our dietary transition. I can eat anything I want. No, you can't. This has sugar, this has no fiber. Okay, now let's examine what these processed products do to our body. Okay. Cause sickness and death. Right? So the voluntary mind now got to take over and say, all right, do I want to die? Do I want to be sick? No. Okay. I got to begin progressing proactively, even if it takes me 20 years, into a dietary culture that is going to promote life, health, and peace. Because the system feeds our involuntary mind with a lot of cliches and feel-good, inspirational talk. No man can, I see people walking around, what you mean no man can judge you? You can be evaluated. Your behavior can be evaluated. If you break the laws, you're going to be judged. You can't do what you want to do. We have an order of law, which I didn't always keep. And I found out I could be judged. See, Dr. Light of Africa taught me one thing. He said, God has mercy, but Mother Nature don't. You go against the laws of Mother Nature, you're going to pay for it. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. You're going to pay for it. Mother Nature is going to judge you. Didn't I tell you to eat that pear for your stomach? And you went and got a Hostess Twinkie? You going to pay, and you going to pay for that. Huh? So we have to be what? Proactive. We start here and keep that continuum of growth and development going until the purpose is fulfilled. Once that purpose is fulfilled, we start over again on that level of fulfillment and take it to the next level so that we can experience optimal life. So that we can liberate ourselves from chemicals. Liberate ourselves. Is it gonna happen overnight? No. Start with the morning. Okay? If you start that morning off right, your whole day will go good. Okay? So, we understand that the purpose of meditation is to strengthen the voluntary mind. B, to dispose of unuseful ideals. Okay? To confirm useful ideals. Relax your mind. Okay? To activate emotions, sight, and needs. Okay? To remove inverted thoughts and emotional inversion. Emotional inversion comes from a state of mind where you in what I think Freud called it the id state. I get. Right back down to where you started. Reactive energy. We function by reactive energy. I fulfill that want. Okay? So we want to progress. So let me do these words for y'all real quick, and then we're going to get over here. Let me see. Oh, okay. I'm going to get rid of that. I think everybody got that. So the first one up here, first we're going to do some breathing. I have to show you. But the first word is L. The L, which means power. Okay? Everybody say L. 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 Yeah. The next one is Yeshu. Which means, okay, which one I wanted? Well, it actually means in its definition to be made whole. Okay. It's a short form of Yeshua or salvation. That's the basic. Okay. The next one is oh yeah, that's right here. Yo, she, Yoshiani, which means the power to be made whole through saving me, through rescuing me, through being rescued. Okay. So what you're doing is concentrating on the fact that the power of rescue is not in yourself. Okay. So we want to set our mind on El power. His power. Okay. True power. Creative power. Okay. So we're going to, after the breathing and relaxation, we're going to do this as it says, recite for 5 minutes. We don't have to go that long, okay? Because when you're doing this meditation, when you feel anxiety, I want you to raise your hand, okay? Or when you see a visualization, okay, or definitives coming in your mind because your mind is relaxed and you know the English, but we're going to do this because with doing your own language, you know what happens? You get tied up in the word. Now we're going to use words you can't get tied up in. Mentally tied up in. So you know the definition. So you say L. Yeshu, 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 Yeshu. Yoshiani, 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 Yoshiani. And over and over. You want to try to get a visualization. If you start feeling anxiety, that's when we do Merismos breathing. It's the same breathing that women use in the birthing process. Y'all tell me if I'm doing this right. I know I am, but well, they already know. We got to know the guy. When I say at the breathing, go, they be pushing. And then, okay. I got, leave them in.
That's the last altar we made, huh?
Okay. So, get that in mind. Get that in mind. Everybody put, we got a minute. Take a drop this and put it under your nose.
Under my nose?
Yeah. Hold up, man. You move so fast.
Because I want it so much. I didn't mean I was taking that off.
That's pure lavender, and it relaxes you. Okay. All right. It's pure lavender. It will relax you. I put it on my mustache. Just breathing in, get relaxed. It takes away headaches. They use it for migraine headaches. You know what I mean? And then the meridian point for headaches is here. All right. And so it's ways to get over them headaches without taking them drugs, and it works. I'm telling you. Especially when you do the meridian point. What happened? I just lost the word. The meridian point pressure. Yeah. Here. Okay. All right. So these things work. So we see proactively that there is solutions besides chemical drugs or getting cut up on. All right. Well, we got to say, am I going to be proactive? You tried drugs, you tried chemicals, you tried junk food, all right, didn't work for you, right? You haven't seen the other side. So I'm here to help you get to the other side, but you got to be proactive. You got to take some baby steps. Doing this meditation is a baby step because you've never done it before. All right? Like eating that apple in the morning. It's going to be a baby step. Because when you got up, you thought about Captain Crunch, aborted chicken egg, a piece of fat, greasy ham. Okay. How'd that work out? In the morning, your body trying to flush and you put clogging foods in it. okay, an aborted chicken egg, a piece of pig butt, and some processed grits or cereal. All right. And then you get some orange juice to try to make it look healthy. When you understand now, okay, my body is flushing, I need to assist the flushing process. Okay. All right. Everybody look at that. Y'all ready? Go over here and just do what it says. Okay, first we're going to be in a standing position and we're going to do some breathing, nose breathing. I'm going to take this over here and see if I can keep this going. Okay. See if I can keep this going. Yeah. All right. So go ahead and just stand behind one of these. All right. So we're going to be breathing through the nostril, hold 3 seconds, let it out the mouth. Okay. And you'll see when I'll show you. Okay. And just try to follow my instructions so we can get a good effect. Okay. Yeah, just stand in front of one of the pillars. And behind one of the pillars. Because you're going to get on your knees on those pillars.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
We're going to try anyway. Let's try. Okay.
I'm gonna get next to him so he can help me get down there.
Okay.
because I have this problem.
Just two over here?
I applaud you doing that.
Uh-huh.
I really do.
What?
I said I applaud you doing that.
Oh.
They have again.
Stand behind
That's
the,
okay.
stand
Oh,
behind
he's
the
willing.
thing. Stand behind. Stand behind the pillar. Okay. See if we can get down. Okay. So the first thing we want to do, these 2 fingers. Okay, these 2 fingers. And we say, one here. You gotta plug this one up. Hold it 3 seconds. And then one here. How many people feel that relaxation? Not yet. I ain't gonna keep doing it because I feel it. I've been doing it all the time. That ain't gonna have me falling
I
out.
feel it different. I feel
Okay,
it different.
but hold it, stop that up. Okay, y'all should feel it right now. You see it on your face, even though you don't not be conscious of it. So what we want to do, I've been doing this for years, so I won't show you. I don't need that, but we're gonna get on our knees on the pillows. I don't need the pillows like that. Okay. You don't have to do it like I'm doing. Do it just on the pillow. Okay, after you get relaxed. Yeah. If you can do it. If you can't do it, don't try. You can do it standing up. If you can't do it, don't, I don't want nobody in pain. Okay, all right, get her up.
See, my left foot doesn't bend.
Oh, okay.
So we in this position here, all right, get her up, and just relax, just relax. You can stand in front, but just relax. Stay in that relaxed mode. Okay? All right. So,
How should the rest of, I have my knees here, but what is the rest of this doing? Am I sitting down on my butt?
no, you don't have to, the comfortable position you can get.
Okay.
Okay. So we start and we say, what, just kind of meditate for a minute, clear your mind, okay? And you're gonna see that your mind, you're hearing, you see all kind of thoughts go through your mind. We wanna quiet those thoughts, okay? L, 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 Yeshu, 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 Yeshu. Yoshieni, 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 Yoshieni. El, 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 El. Yeshu, 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 Yeshu. Yoshieni, 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 Yoshieni. El, 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 El. Yeshu, 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 Yeshu. Yoshieni, 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 Yoshieni. El, 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 El. Yoshieni, Yeshu, 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 Yeshu. El, 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 El. Yeshu, 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 Yeshu. Yoshieni, 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 Yoshieni. Relax. Breathe in like you breathe in a straw. Fill up your belly with the air. And push like you're pregnant. Okay? Don't let the air out. Remember when you was pregnant. Okay? No, guys, y'all don't, but okay, watch me. And push like you're pregnant. This is a birthing process. Okay. Like a straw, not through the nose, but through the mouth. Push. Release. All right. Now, she got to release. Okay. Anybody get a release? Did you?
Felt really hot.
Yeah. That's energy. release. So, did anybody get a release? I know she did. Takes time. You got something? Yeah, good. Yeah. It takes time. Like I said, we haven't done this. Okay. We haven't done this. But you can release, right? It says that Elohim, or God, breathed into man the breath of life. Breath is very important. Okay. Breathing techniques. Some of y'all still did it through the nose when I said the mouth. You gotta push. Okay, so let's do one more. Okay. So these are the techniques. If you get a ritual every day, I'm going to spend 15 minutes with meditation, prayer, and breathing. It will get better. Okay? But when you first start, you have a lot of reluctancy because you're moving into a new territory. Okay? Right? You're moving into new territory. You're not conscious of what's happening. You say, oh, hey, something happened, but I don't know what it is. Okay? But I felt some emotional pressure come on. I know he did. Okay? I know you did. Yeah. You don't know. Okay? Okay. All right. So we can go back to the seat. I just wanted to give you a demonstration. Okay? Because meditation and taking that time, as soon as we get up, we cut the TV on. Okay? We don't take time to exercise our mind. We don't take the time, okay, because we're in a what? Chemical culture. All right? We're in a culture of materialism. Okay? And we get our therapy by going shopping. Okay? So these are proactive steps and say, hey, I did feel something, but I wanted to get better. And the more you do it, the more of a emotional stress relief you're going to have. And it's some big ones sometimes. Okay? So when I started, I started in '86. It was little ones. And I'm like, what's going on? I felt something, but I don't know what it is. And it got bigger and bigger and more satisfying. I spent 1 hour and 10 minutes in meditation and prayer today. It got so good. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to learn to shut down that involuntary mind. Okay? But like when he was doing it, he went to his phone. That was involuntary. Well, something stimulated that. Okay. Those stimulations, say when I meditate, my mind is going to be, my voluntary mind is going to be 100% focused on meditation, nothing else. And when you get to that level where you can go in, I can go in and do that like 2 times, and my mind is filled with those words. Because I use other words too. Okay. But that's just a beginning. Okay. And within 2 recitals, I'm ready. My involuntary mind is cut off because I've been doing it so long. You understand? So we get in control. So we don't walk around in the involuntary thinking. I can do what I want to do without examining the evidence of that statement. This is holism. We're concerned with the body, mind, and spirit. The total man. Okay? So we can get people out of the
reactive energy into a proactive energy. That's why you have so much social mess and imbalance. We're going to deal with that next week even more with the reactive and proactive when we deal with holistic relationships. Okay? Everything you read, everything you ingest is food. Intellectual junk food, holistic junk food. You understand what I'm saying? Don't just think you need a physical diet. You need a intellectual diet, analytical, learning how to become instantly analytical when things happen. It's just stop and just saying, oh well, you know, just think positive. You can create your own reality. Well, you ain't did a good job. Y'all been thinking positive since the 70s when Napoleon Hill came out with that garbage. And the world done got worse. Okay, that don't work. See, that's how I do it. I look at the fruit on the tree. If everybody's doing positive thinking, we should have for the last 30, 40 years, we should have paradise. That's what I see. Okay, if this working, we can create reality. And I tried it for a couple of years, and nothing changed unless I get up off my butt and change it. Unless I become proactive. So that's junk food. Okay. So now I do affirmative thinking. That is, I evaluate myself, I look at a situation. So I got a 5 feet fence. Now can I jump over that? I'm 63. I used to could do it when I was 18. I'm 63, knees kind of sore. Can I do that now? Right? The mind does this thing, that male energy. No, don't try that. I'm going to affirm I should not try that. Because my own intelligence, through analyzing the situation, gave me a conclusion. And I'm not going to go beyond it. Talking about, I can't. You have to be positive. Go for it and fall on my butt. Break my leg. No, you couldn't. And your brain told you that. All right? I told him, I said to my man, I said, well, we got a bend. He affirmed it. He said, I don't know if that's going to happen. Because he instantly knew his ability. They told you that, didn't it?
Yep.
Okay. So we always got the answer. We're not listening because the involuntary mind is spinning. But I said, hey, we're going to bend down on these pillars. Zoom. Conclusion, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Okay. See, I didn't say, oh, be positive. That man know his ability. And positive thinking is not going to change the conclusion that he came to. He received a affirmed evaluation. He looked at it. It didn't take him about 3 seconds. It went all through your mind, didn't it? And you said, nah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I've seen that before where
Yeah.
he tried, he was in pain when,
Yeah.
when he tried it. It wasn't very long.
That's insane to me. Because, you know, I know you know yourself better than me. And when you affirm something to me, I can't do it. I said, okay. All right. I'm not going to be pushing you into some type of fantasy thought that you have evaluated you don't have the ability to do. So if I force you to do it, you're going to be forced to do something you have no confidence in. And it's going to turn out worse. Brother Bob Marley say, he who fights and run away, live to see another day. Ain't no run. Okay. Bap, bap, bap. Right? When I teach women martial arts self-defense, you know, somebody grab you, hit that groin, right? Break. Hit that groin, he's here. Run. Don't sit there and try to fight a grown man. Immobilize. And then run. And live another day. Instead of trying to be a hero. Most of them in the grave. Okay. So somebody grab you, you know, grab that, push down, and strike. Step away. Shot. Strike. Oh! Take off. This ain't the movies where you got 100 people shooting at you and you kill all of them. This is not the movies. Okay? Somebody grab you around the throat. Here. Right? Where you gonna go now? You had his arm up here and here. Bring him down. Kick him, bam! Right here right in the middle of the gut. And when he said, oh, run!
I didn't get the hits.
Okay, I know. You got to be trained. I know what I'm, when I do like that, that's the elbow, right? And then when I do like that, that's bringing him down, right? Where I can, bam, put a knee probably in here where he can't function for a while. He's in pain. My teacher taught me, he said, hit him in the throat. If they can't breathe, they can't fight. Don't kill them. Just, bam, enough. If you can't breathe, you can't fight. Immobilize. Fight, and then run away. Live to see another day.
Also punch him in the eyeball.
Yeah, you can do that with the thumb. You get them down, you have them in a hole, just go with the thumb. In the eyeball, you can do it here, and throw with that. Move there.
Take the butt of your hand right in
Yeah,
the nose, kill
bam,
him.
yeah, kill him. If you go up, stop. Okay, so learn that. Fight, but live. Okay, see, that's intelligent. I'm not gonna go up and with a guy, he got a black belt and he's 25. I got a black belt, I'm 63. Okay. Can I take this young guy? I don't know if I can do it hand to hand. So, okay. All right. See, affirmative teaching. Affirmative. Affirm within yourself what you can do or can't do. You can do this diet. You can make transition, but what's the best way to do it? Try to go cold turkey, you won't make it. Progress. Start with the morning. About 30 days in the morning. Well, you'll be like, hey, I got this. Okay, let's keep moving. Proactive. Now let's start with lunch. Another month go by. Hey, got this. Start with dinner. Okay, and bring a fulfillment. Now I got a whole healthy diet. Okay, but it didn't take 3 days. And it might not take those 3 months. It might take 3 years you own that breakfast. Start the breakfast with the ideal that once I get this breakfast thing down, I'm going to go. It might take you 2 years, but you're being proactive. Okay. You're making a transition. All right. And don't let nobody put you in guilt. Oh, you have to be positive. No, you got to affirm what you can do. Because our appetites is so sick. You know what I mean? Be truthful. My appetite is sick. Like she said, every time she passed by the McDonald's, that Coca-Cola start dancing. Yeah. Hey, I miss you, honey. Come on.
I just wanted to get this phrase right about affirm.
Affirm means to be able to evaluate a situation and affirm whether or not you have the ability at that moment to do it. It doesn't mean that you will never be able to do it. You know, there was a time I couldn't do a sidekick, right? But it took me some time to learn it. So I progressed and progressed and progressed. Okay, I had to get the right technique for a block. I just do like that and ooh. Then I had to deflect. Deflect. You turn that wrist and deflect the blow to another direction. Not crash into the blow. So these are little things that you learn in life. Okay, I don't have the ability to do that now, but I can practice. Practice until it becomes an instinct. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I say you might need 2 years of practice on that breakfast. Okay? Until you perfect it. All right? And every little that you make in progress. Okay? Okay. She said that's child abuse. Can you imagine that? And when you know what the damage of sucrose white sugar does to children, and for somebody to say that, they mopping the ceiling and telling you they mopping the floor. But backwards. Okay. And that's why it's so profitable for you guys to have been as consistent, you know, and loyal to this class. You know, we missing maybe 2 or 3 people, okay? But that don't matter to me. Because as you progress, you can take this message, man, and save some children's lives. Okay? Because you are elders. You know, you see some kids on the porch getting sugar drunk, you say, hey, this fruits that are more healthier for you. See, carrying that message forth, that message of life. That's all this is about for me. Because I know that when I was on the sugar and junk foods and abusing alcohol and abusing drugs, I was a sick man. And ended up in a place I didn't want to be. Okay? And when I got off, man, I tell you, that first 30-day detox I did, when I got off of it, I was like, oh, it's like the whole world opened up. I said, oh, is this planet Earth? Never seen it before. Okay. And so I give thanks to the Most High for Brother David, who introduced me, you know, and detoxed me. Okay. I thank for Dr. Jamal. Okay. These are elders who helped me. And I was nothing but in my early 20s. And especially the great Dr. Laila O. Africa. He put the whole thing together.
Is he still alive?
No, he passed away. I think COVID got him. Okay. So be thankful to the Most High. Say, hey man, this is vital knowledge, man. I can pass on and maybe save some kid who is chemical and sugar drunk from going out there doing something crazy in his drunkenness. All right? That might put him in prison for the next 50 years. Because that's the cause. I'm telling you. I've studied this. Dysfunctional behavior among our children is because we are raising them to be chemical and drug addicts. They out of their mind. Don't blame them. Blame the food company that are making these synthetic foods and telling you they're food when they're not. They're drug hosts. Okay? Let's put the blame where the blame belongs. I know we don't like to blame the rich. Okay? We don't say, well, you can't blame people for your problem. Yes, I can. If you making drug food and selling it in the resemblance of real food, you're deceiving people and making drugs addict and very dysfunctional children whose emotional response is over the top. Their learning ability has decreased to 25%. You did that. But nobody want to take responsibility. They just want to blame the grassroots. Oh, take responsibility. You ain't took it.
Saw a guy this morning had a gallon of orange Faygo. It's the 20s.
Yeah,
For breakfast.
yeah,
Yeah, he was probably in his early 20s.
yeah,
He's doing that at 20. Imagine what it was
Yeah.
earlier here.
yeah.
Or when I was teaching school in third and fourth grade, they would come in the morning and get their morning trays.
Mhm.
But what they were pulling out was Twinkies, now laters,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Because nobody was monitoring anything.
Yeah.
They just gave you the stuff, and the stuff that they were taking through the line of food that they were offering to the children, that just looked gross altogether.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Come on.
man. That's,
You know, I mean, and so, you know, it takes people with courage like you guys. I really appreciate, because it shows you got courage to say, hey, you know, I'm going to be proactive. I want to learn something new. Instead of sitting out there, you know what I mean, and just being babysitting. Going here, you leave, because they're ignorant and they're reactive. Okay, it applies to a reactive. You can be intelligent within that limitation.
Do you try to convince them, or do you just back off? Because
I mean, you can say, well, look at this information and move on. I got some information for you. I want your opinion on this information. No, don't be, no, be cool. I got this information. Would you like to look at this information? There's one guy on Facebook, his name is Kevin Digg. Every time I post something, so I said, okay, I'm gonna be cool. All right. So I posted to him, I said, look here, Kevin. Instead of degrading what I'm doing, because I know you are a junk food addict, you ain't gotta tell me. Here's my number, call me, and let's see what we can do to help other people. And got something out of it, and peace and blessings to you, and all praise be to the Most High for this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
thank you.
God.